What is up? I have my tripod again. I am so happy that I don't have to have it by the pallet right there. And I can do things like walk around and I don't have to worry about my phone falling off and breaking. Anyway, so this video is 5 ways to make money in the holidays that aren't reselling. And this is because I've been getting a lot of emails and questions about, hey, I have no money. What can I do? And earlier, I guess it was a year ago, I made a video series called the 0 to 10K Challenge, where I picked up pop cans and bought books, and it was kind of like a step-by-step guide to how to get zero money, and to get some money, $10,000, whatever it is, through reselling. But as I'm learning, as I talk to more and more people, not everyone has the time or money or whatever it is to resell, and so this video, I kind of want to go and make more diverse content. Mostly because I can get bored. I can get bored of things. And secondly, because my goal is not to teach people how to sell things. It's how to teach them how to make money, how to be smart like that, how to have financial control, and how to have an income that isn't based on someone else. And it's not just by reselling. And I want to go through a few of these things and talk about them. And there's 5. It's gonna be a quick video. I'm gonna guess 12 minutes. So I'm gonna give it 5 more, 10 more seconds, 15 more seconds until we get some more folks in here. It's good to see everyone coming in, shouting out where they're from. I see you in Winston-Salem, in Michigan, everywhere around Orlando, whom I'm really jealous of because I'm in Flint right now and it's so cold. I wish I'm going down to Florida. This is, a little personal Blake story. Oh, wait. I can show you this. This is a book I pulled out. I'm so excited about this. This is a book of Dali paintings, I love surrealism. Anyways, and there's a Dali Museum in St. Petersburg, Florida, and I go there every year as kind of a pilgrimage. And so I'll be in Florida with my girlfriend for 8 days, I think. No, a week. We're going here. I'm really excited about that. What I love about art, I was talking to my grandmother. She turned 90 in July, and I was talking to her yesterday, and we were talking about art. Thank God she still, has her mental facilities. So many people in my family lost their mind in older age, and she still has hers, and that gives me hope for the future. But anyways, so we're talking about art, and she said, "Oh, I didn't know you were so into art because you seem to be kind of more, individualistic." And one of her daughters is an art teacher, and so her experience with art is like, here is how you do it the right way or whatever. But the way I see art is it's totally, individualistic. And I don't want to I don't want to say, oh, I want to, look at specifically what Salvador Dali paints or draws or whatever. But I want each individual in the world to pursue their own passions and hobbies and interests. And through that competition, and everyone doing their own thing, we're gonna get just really amazing and beautiful creations. That's what creativity is. At its essence, being creative is just making things. That's enough about me, though. I want to kind of get into the 5 things, and then I'll answer questions at the end. But I'm trying really hard not to stop and break up the flow of these videos because I do see everyone's questions going up in the corner, just and it ruins the flow. So ask all your questions, and I'll go through at the end and read them off. But first off, these are the 5 things. And the first thing, the way you can make money in the holidays, any time but holidays, because it's December right now, it's November 28th, is freelancing. And I know there's two, when you think of freelancing, you think of like, well, I don't have any clients, I don't have a reputation or a library of work. And so, yeah, maybe you're not going to get multi-$1,000 deals right off the bat, but there's tons of services like freelancer.com or Fiverr or Upwork or any of those. I used to work on those, 5 years ago. That's where I got my start doing a lot of contract work. And I don't do much anymore. I used to do a lot of marketing and SEO stuff, and I've kind of gotten away from that. But if you go on there and you say, okay, I'll work for $9 an hour, or I'll do this for whatever amount of money, or I'll do this project for this fixed sum, you can, better yourself two ways. One, more money, always good, right? I mean, assuming you're not doing dumb things for it. And two, you're going to build your skill set and your reputation, and maybe, okay, I'm going to get really good at database stuff. Well, then after you do 25 freelance gigs, you write an ebook about it. And that's kind of what I go into my next one, is ebooks, writing content. This is what I'm really excited about. I'm doing more of this. So I sold the Bookseller's Blueprint, and that was just a really, I wouldn't even call that an ebook because it's so much more. It's kind of very interactive. But writing that, I used to write a whole bunch. I published a book 8 years ago. And I did a lot of freelance writing in college. I wrote for National Lampoon and College Humor and all those sites. It was really, really fun. And, you get a little bit of money that way, but it's something that's been a kind of a passion of mine forever. And so I said, hey, if I'm back in the rhythm, what else can I write? And so what I'm doing is I'm writing some niche cookbooks. Niche cookbooks, really, really, really simple. And I'm not going to make videos about them just yet. I'm going to write like 4 or 5 and get the process down pat before I try to explain how I do it to you guys. But if you're just watching the video and you want to learn for yourself, that's a great way to make money. You can utilize programs like Kindle Unlimited, which is kind of like Spotify for books. And whether you're nonfiction or fiction or cookbooks or how-to or whatever, there's going to be a market for that, and you have zero investment at all. So it's a really good way to make money when you have none. The same way with freelancing, where what you're selling is a service, not actual products. The third thing takes a bit more money, and that's Uber or Lyft. And I wouldn't say that normally, but when it's Q4, when it's December, we've got Christmas, New Year's Eve, Hanukkah, all that stuff, Thanksgiving. So a lot of holidays where people get drunk and don't want to drive, or the roads are bad and they don't want to drive, or they're at family and they don't want to drive. Whatever it is, the biggest profits you're going to get from Uber are going to be on holidays, weekends and holidays. Everyone knows that, Uber or Lyft. And I'm not, I don't do this. I have friends who do it, and I've read about it. I've gone on, like the Uber forums on Reddit and that kind of stuff. And so I know that, yeah, you're going to make about $18 an hour in most metropolitan areas in holiday areas. I mean, sometimes, yeah, you're going to make like $90 an hour, but it's a good way to, if you have a car and it's a nice enough car and you're insured and all that good stuff, to make some extra cash, and it's completely on your own schedule. The next one is not on your own schedule. I'm kind of going down in the order of which I would do them personally. First, I would do freelancing. Second, ebooks. Third, drive for Uber or Lyft. I'm not going to do that, but I would if I needed money. The fourth one is temp work. And back when I was 18 years old. 18 years old, I worked for 2 weeks at Abercrombie and Fitch or Aeropostale, one of those stores in the mall. And actually, when I was in high school, I was like 16. I was very, very young. I needed money, and they will hire anyone for those jobs. This holiday temp work, whether it's at a retail store or if it's doing security work or whatever it is, people just, you can get a job doing anything for that. And I wouldn't recommend doing it for a long time, but if you're in a bind, you need some cash, working for someone else is always a good way to make cash. And this time of year, just the supply of labor is tanking for the reasons I expressed in the previous reason. Alcohol, holidays, bad weather, vacations, people are on break from school, all that good stuff. That's a good way to make an extra $1,000. It isn't crazy to work 2 weeks at a temp job and you're working holiday hours to make $1,000. It's going to be a lot of work, but it's not crazy. And the fifth one is dumpster diving. And if you know the channel, I don't do that. I used to, and I had this one thing where I grabbed a wet ham. Just so gross. Ugh. Makes me nauseous thinking about it, actually. And I don't want to do that anymore. I'll go through, what if I drive on the road and I see someone has put stuff out to the curb, I'll look through that occasionally, or like at the dumpster, by my warehouse. There's like a communal one, and sometimes you'll see like TVs there and that kind of stuff. And I'll pull out the things I can scrap most often. But dumpster diving, no money. It's trash. And make sure you know the laws in your area, because some localities have specific laws about what you can and can't do, what is theft, what's not theft. Make sure you know that. But between freelancing, writing ebooks, doing Uber work, temp work for some retail store or whatever it is, or dumpster diving, finding things for free and selling those. It doesn't have to be in a dumpster. It can be your grandma's house. Maybe she has a bunch of paintings she doesn't want anymore. Any of that stuff. That's what I would do. Those are alternatives to reselling things. And so now I finished that. And if you don't want to hear me answer questions, you can leave. But if you do, I'm going to answer now. And give it a thumbs up too. I'll have your attention. So the questions. Louis says, sweet. Mo says, hey, bro. Ken says, hey. Hey, Mo and Ken and Louis. Michael says, hey. Everyone's saying hi. A bunch of people are saying hi where they're all from. Travis is here. Matthew, Nancy, Lamar, Jeffrey. Jeffrey's in Guam. Wow, I am jealous of you. The Dolly Museum. Travis is amazing, and I must agree. Profit with Dre says, should I sell my body? Would that be easy passive income? And I wouldn't recommend prostituting yourself, because as long as you're, not in rural Las Vegas, that's illegal. But selling plasma, yeah, totally feasible option. Mo just got a box and a half of free VHS videos. Mo, awesome. What I would recommend for that, I'm sure you already know what you're going to do, but for everyone else who's watching the video, the ones that are worth money individually, worth more than like $5 or $10, sell those individually, and the rest sell off by genre. Disney movies, romance movies, action, whatever. That's going to be a lot more, it's going to be just a faster sale. And why are you going to hold off on Lady and the Tramp if it's worth $4.99, Matthew says, dumpster diving is fun. Virginia has a very cool setup. A long metal pole with a hook, some kind of the end. Huh. Do you talk about in previous videos, or have others scout book for you? No. Well, what I do is I just buy bulk books. So when I have employees, they scout for me, but I'm not paying others to source for me, just because they're slow and they're not good at it, and it's more of a headache, honestly, for me. Like, I probably, if I really focused on being a better manager, I would make more money, but I don't like babysitting people, and that's kind of what you have to do until they know it. And then the other time is, most of the time, if they're good at it, they're gonna do it on their own, So it's kind of a weird thing to do. I was in the trial period for seller fulfilled Prime. Had to do 50 sales. I was 19 sales, and all of a sudden Amazon turned it on for me. Is this typical? Ken, I don't know. I don't do seller fulfilled Prime, but I know they're encouraging it a lot more, especially for like books and that kind of stuff. So I think it might be a more common thing. Ike says it's a wet ham. Yeah, I like 8 years ago. I don't remember when it was, honestly. Between like 4 and 8 years ago, I was dumpster diving and I reached in to grab. It was behind a GameStop, and someone had thrown, like, it was next to a Heavenly Ham, and someone had it had rain, and so I had like dumpster juice over it, and it was like pre-sliced, so my hand like went into it. It was just really, really, really disgusting and turned me off completely. It was like putrid. It was gross. Smokey Blizzard picked up some good deals today at Walmart. Hell yeah, Smokey, that's how you do it. Let's see. Louis says, listening while I pick up an FBA shipment. Hopefully I learn a new method to make money. You will, Louis. Louis is in the Facebook group, really active guy. Big shout out to him. And I think that's it. There was one more. Any tips, says Matthew, for sourcing bulk clothes? I don't have a Goodwill outlet near me. I rely mostly on church thrift stores that are super cheap. If you don't have any near you, I would not recommend buying bulk clothes. I mean, Salvation Army, they're going to sell you textiles at a bulk rate, but that's just so, don't do that. Bulk clothes unless you have like a physical store, or you have something to do with the scraps, or you have a deal made out where you can sell those, you just have so much inventory you can't move. And that's why like swap.com hasn't accepted people sending stuff for 6 months now, about 6 months. So I wouldn't really see that. Where is your favorite place to source things to resell, asks Aaron. I like thrift stores. I think they're fun. Goodwills and Salvation Armies. I think I find better deals at Salvation Armies personally, but it differs by the area you're in. Perez the Profiteer says, yo Perez. Michael says, awesome to see everyone on the Facebook group on my wife's thread. Yeah. It's the Facebook group is really, there's a few bad apples in there that I've weaned out, but for the most part, I would say, the Facebook group is full of good people who just want to help. And the Facebook group, it's in the description below. You can join there. It's free. I don't charge for. I should charge for it, and I might. I'm still in the back of my mind. I might do that, like less like $1 a month, just to keep out trolls. But we don't have any trolls, in there yet. So I don't know. There's a lot of people I worry are lurking and not contributing, but it's not a big priority of mine. Perez says, do you think wholesale is a good business model? If you're making money, it is. That's the way it goes. If you're making money, it's a good business, Michael says, other than thrifts, what would you say are the best way to get textbooks? Well, I would say if you're in a college town, community colleges, whatever it is, if there's a college in your town, make a Facebook page called Blake the Book Buyer, and run ads and say, we pay this for books. And then they say, hey, I have these 4 textbooks. Here's the ISBNs, and you offer them half what they'll sell for on Amazon, and they'll say no, or they'll say yes. That's a good way of doing it. Trying to find stuff to resell on eBay is overwhelming. Where did you start? Says Janice. I can't relate to that. I don't really feel overwhelmed by stuff often. I've been reselling things my whole life. I've always needed to make money, so it's always been just kind of like a do or die type of deal. Great video content, says Matthew. I always appreciate your videos. I swapped up videos and content, but it's the same sentiment. Thank you, Matthew. You're a great guy. I hope. Maybe you're a murderer. Who knows? The Truth says, buy low, sell high, let everyone ride. He's a gambling man. Ilya Tovsky says, you are a good guy for not charging. Thanks for paying it forward and bringing others value. Yeah, it's I don't know. There's like an ethical question in my mind, because I am putting a lot of work into it, and I do like to be paid for my work, but by the same time, if you're saying you're trying to help people make money and you're excluding poor people, like what's the point of that? Jaquinton Kinsey says, hey Walter, do you still have Gaylords of books for sale? I do. You can email me, w.b.knoblck@gmail.com. If I said it too fast, it is in my profile. You can just go to my YouTube page, and I have my email address there. Let's see. And I think that's most of the... I feel like I missed a question about freelancing that I would like to answer. If you asked it, ask it again. There's a lot of questions in here. I can't find it, but I think it was pertaining to, will I talk about freelancing? And yeah, I am going to diversify the videos. How long have you been renting a warehouse for your reselling business? And when did you know you needed one? It's been 5 or 6 years now. And it's because when I was working from home, I would work 20 hours a day. And that's not good. It's not healthy. You don't want to do that. I have the kind of personality where if I know something needs to be done, which there inevitably is always one more thing that needs to be done, I'll do it, and I'll stay up until 6 in the morning working, and then that's bad. You don't want to do that. So for me, it was for my my sanity. Not an Amazon eBay reseller. You seem like a nice guy in your videos. Thank you, Navy girl. Wow, you said my name correctly. Yeah, I did. It looks pretty phonetic to me. Jaquinten, Jaquinten. It's a good name. I like it. Let's see. Kevin says, thanks for the good videos. Would love to get on your Facebook page. Kevin, you can. There's a link below in the description. Just join it and I'll accept you. Difference between Gaylord, pallet, skid. Who are you talking to? Okay, so there's differences. The Gaylord is the big cardboard box. The pallet is the wood thing it's on bottom of. And a skid is usually a pallet, but a skid can also be a piece of cardboard that you just slide something on. But usually skids are pallets, and then Gaylords are the big cardboard boxes right there that I have cut open. That's a Gaylord, and it's sitting on a pallet. I use them interchangeably because, like, if I say, I'll sell you a pallet of books, I'm not going to, like, stack the books on the pallet. You know, they're going to be in a Gaylord. So that's why I say it. And are you in Metro Detroit often, or are you mostly in Flint and Ypsi? I haven't been around Detroit recently just because I've been busy doing books. But I'm cutting down my monthly book. So I made the video. I said I was gonna go away, and I thought about it more. And I think I'm gonna cut down to like 5 or 10 tons a month of books, as opposed to like 80 tons a month. And then do more thrift store stuff, just because that'll allow me to diversify the videos I make, and I can do about, clothes, or about VCRs, or about plush dolls, or whatever it is, or jewelry, who knows, but still have that consistent profit from the books. Michael says, is Salvation Army a resource for pallets to resell? Every one is different. You're going to have to talk to your regional one. Like, I know in northern Michigan, they don't do it at all. But, around here, or in, like, Chicago, in Chicago, for sure, they have, like, auctions, so it's a whole bunch of stuff. You have to really just, take the time and ask. And they'll have their emails on the website, or you can just call. You want to find where, like, the regional office is and call there. Get to know the managers of thrifts, Michael says, and then he winks. And you're right. Always. So there's 2 people who I think you should always be nice to. That's people at managers, in stores. So the person who's the manager at the Target, or the Salvation Army, or the Walmart, and UPS drivers and USPS delivery men. Holy shit. Be nice to people who are going to be taking your shit and delivering it across the country, because if they don't like you, you know what they'll do? They'll say, oh, look at this box of Funko Pop dolls that the person who buys them is going to have a, meticulous personality, and if there are any dents on the box, they'll return it. Drop it. Slam. You're out $10,000. Now, those numbers are all made up, but that's why you want to be nice to them. Also, a lot of times they just quit. They'll say, oh, I couldn't make that pickup, and we haven't authorized overtime. So what I do for, like, the UPS guys, for sure, if they're working close to 5 or 7 depending on their shift, I always have, if it's winter out, I'll have coffee for them, unless they don't want coffee, or I'll have, like, candy or beef jerky, and if it's summer, like, water and pop, because you want them to like you. They can fuck your business up. Excuse my French. There is a place I found in my state you can take as many books as you want for free, says Navy Girl. Wow, that's a good deal. Lamar says, is the Facebook group free? It is, Lamar. It is. I keep saying I'm going to charge for it, and I might eventually, but for the time being, it's free. And everyone I'm not going to say, oh, we have 10,000 people now. Everyone, pay me $1, I'll kick you out. Like, I'm not going to do that. That's crazy. But eventually I might say there's like a $10 yearly fee or something like that. Shit, if I got 10,000 people and they pay me $10 a year, that's a good deal. That's a good deal for me. Ilya says, be sure to check your local Craigslist free section for books. I found a local bookstore that is closing and literally giving away thousands of books. Ooh, smart woman. Perez says, I have been doing retail arbitrage and books for the past few months. Have had really good success with it. A few weeks ago, I launched my first private label, and now it's selling 3 to 7 times a day. Great, man. Perez, good for you. Dude, you did exactly what I am trying, and you didn't learn it from me, I don't think. I think you probably done your own volition, but I'm saying what I'm trying to teach is exactly that. You start off small, and you build your empire. That's what you do. Man, you're doing it. Good for you. That's awesome. That's so cool. Aaron says, new to the channel. Where are you sourcing that many books from, if you don't mind that I ask? You want to check out regional thrift stores, but you got to buy them by the truckload. So unless you got a warehouse, I don't know what we're going to do with, 40 tons of books. Let's see. Ilya says, I'm a man. Oh, sorry. Ha! Sorry. Well, smart man. My bad. I'm sorry. Be good, stay warm. See you in the Facebook group. Cool. Oh, $2 from Perez. Yeah, that's awesome, man. Thank you so much. That's, I feel bad now because I gotta go and I feel like I just ate someone's dinner and left. Like, you know how at family gatherings, there's always that one person who comes and eats and just leaves? That's what I feel like when I feel like, okay, super chat, now I have to like perform or something, but I gotta go. It's getting kind of late. I'm trying to do this. This is gonna sound crazy, but if I can do this daily for the next like 45 days, it's gonna be so good for me. Like my mental health and that kind of stuff. Just to have that routine where I talk about like positive things. Like the way I talk to you guys on YouTube, I have to be positive and I have to be honest and I have to be all these good things that I need more of in my life. I need to be more honest. I can't, and when I say that, I mean like what's best for me. I have to think about that. And when I don't want to say I'm not like a liar, but if I'm laying in bed and I'm depressed and I say, oh, it's best for me to lay in bed, I'm not being honest with myself. And so this is a constant reminder to be those things. I'm a big believer that if you help people, you're going to be helping yourself. Because the things that you talk about or project in your speech and your mannerisms are going to reflect back upon you. And that's really, really, really good, especially if you're having a hard time. Michael says, I'm literally in bed depressed right now. Michael, take that anchor off your chest. Throw it onto the ground, get up, and walk outside. I fucking know that you don't want to do that and you want to lay in bed and eat Cheetos because I am there. I've been there for the past 2 weeks. I'm going to be there until March. But just do it, man. Just do it. It's tough, but just do it. Just do it. After 20 years, I hate listing. How do I fix it? Have a seat too? Well, you hire someone. Hire someone else to do it. Have you purchased a general pallet from Kevin Upper Valley? I've been trying out the smaller stuff and want to try a pallet. Says Jaquinton. Yeah, Upper Valley, those guys are class acts. I have a video. Oh, Jaquinton, dude. Okay, so go to my YouTube channel and type in how to buy Amazon pallets or whatever, or Upper Valley. One of the two, because I went there and I took video of all of it. I talked to Matt. He's like one of the guys there, and he's a really, really honest, solid dude. I would say if you're gonna buy one of the small general merch pallets, you want to make sure you got an exit plan because you're gonna get 80% just Chinese shit, and then the other 20% is gonna be like things you can sell. And usually, I think if you buy them, you're gonna make about $1,000 or $2,000, depending on what it is off there. But if you have a way to unload those Chinese private label things, you can change that from like $1,000 to $2,000 to like $2,000 to $3,000. And also be really, really cognizant of freight, because if you got to ship them, don't pay more than like $120 for freight. I use Freight Quote. That's a freight broker. David is my personal broker, and just ask for him. He's a stand-up guy. I like him a lot. He is honest and he'll give you a great rate. But it might just be that this time of year and freight prices are going up thanks to global economic forecasts and trade policy that the United States has done most recently. So it might be too expensive. That might be the case. But it's always good to check and look around and shop. And also what you can do is you can see who has the cheapest quote and then contact them directly and say, hey, can you do it for $20 a pallet less or whatever it is. And that might just make it. I mean, I know you're saying $20. What's that going to save me? But it's a slippery slope. Oh, I'll pay $150. I'll pay $200. I'll pay $300. And at that point, why are you even doing it? But anyways, yeah, I say Upper Valley. They're good guys. They've got integrity, which is not a lot to come by. Michael King says, I actually was out today and brought some books to resell. Good for you, Michael. I'm glad you're doing that, man. Angela Ruiz says, I'm so happy for you, your life, and your content. Well, Angela, I'm happy that I can make you happy. Timelessness 218 says, just started watching you and your videos. What is the best way to get started in this type of industry that you are doing? I want to buy a pallet, but I don't know where to start. Well, Timelessness 218, before you buy pallets, you gotta buy stuff individually. Before you run, you gotta walk. Go to a thrift store. Oh boy, I mean, honestly, it would take me a half hour to explain. So go to my other videos and just type in just anything about resale. And my recommendation is start at thrift stores first. And if you want to learn what items to buy at those thrift stores or what to look for, it's in all those videos. You know what I should really do is make playlists. I've been saying this for a while, just a time thing. But eventually, I will. Let's see, Travis. I've been cracking out to your content recently, and it's been uplifting. Thank God. That's why. That's good. You know, Travis. Good. I'm glad that I'm not making your life worse. Lamar says I'm going to join the Facebook group too. Lamar, good. I'll see you there, man. Survive the Drots. I wish you well, Jay-Z. Good old Jay-Z. Although I gotta say I'm more a Big L fan, to be quite honest. Follow-up. So best shipping advice. I sell everything FBA, which is fulfilled by Amazon. And again, it's kind of a nuanced thing, but I've got videos all about it. And the gist of it is I send these pallets or just tons of UPS boxes to Amazon, and then they ship to customers. And that you have a lot of questions, I know, and I can't get into it now, but I have more videos where I go into it in depth. And the keywords you're going to want to look up is FBA, and that stands for Fulfilled by Amazon. Hunter Montgomery, how do you handle your taxes from your business, or whatever you call yourself? Well, it's definitely a business, and I have an accountant, and he does that. And I recommend everyone here get an accountant because I am not qualified to give you accounting advice. I'm not an accountant. I'm not a CPA. I'm just a guy who likes to, make some money. Flamboyant. Oh, yeah, I love this. I'm loving all the 90s East Coast hip hop references. On that note, guys, I'm gonna go, and I'm probably gonna play some good old mid-90s hip hop on the way home, back to my apartment. Guys, thanks for being here. I hope that this was helpful for you. I hope you can come here every day that you need a pickup. Maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe that's the real reason I'm doing this. Maybe that's the real reason is maybe you're having a bad day. You pop on here, you see me bouncing around some building, and you feel better, and you make a little money along the way. Whatever it is, guys, I really appreciate you being here and the chance that I can help.